Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh?
Well, it's Sunday morning, and I'm about to do my Sunday morning stretches. So every Sunday, I try to get in some stretching. I do about an hour of stretching, and I've been recording a little bit about what I'm doing, but more in a tutorial format to help everybody out. And that might be a while because I got tons of other stuff I'm doing. So. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today was, I don't know if I want to call it gym sins, but there was a lot yesterday. I was in there, and bless your hearts, some of you, you're trying hard, but you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere with bad lifting techniques. And you might even hurt yourself. So I wanted to kind of follow up on some of the things I've been saying in the podcast. And maybe this video will help hit it home a little bit more for you guys. Keep going to the gym, even if you suck at it. But try not to hurt yourself. Try not to do things that'll injure yourself. I know you want to lift big. I know you want to lift heavy, and it's good to have some intensity when you work out. That may mean that you're doing more reps. That may mean that you're doing more sets. That may mean that you're doing higher weight in order to get that intensity. It may mean that you're just gripping the weight harder with all your hand, even holding on with your pinky. But I wish I could just say that you need to pick a weight that's right for you, but that's maybe not very helpful. And I'd like to say maybe have good technique. But I think one thing that's going to help some of you who are out there, and I ran across a few guys in the gym who are actually open to receiving some help, which is always nice. Some people, they just seem so intense on doing it the wrong way that you feel that even if you're trying to help, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So it's tempo. Tempo may be a great way for you to begin to understand how to lift the proper weight. Because if you can't keep the right tempo, then you know you need to change up what you're doing and how you're doing it. So let's focus on tempo. So tempo is, if you think of a metronome, maybe you're learning music and that's that little thing that's going tick, 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 tick. And you can slow it down or speed it up, but it gives you kind of this pace that you're going at with the song. So working out, every rep that you do can have a certain tempo to it. Now, sometimes you want to vary this tempo so it's not a 1-to-1, so you're not just going tick, 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 tick. Most of the time, what you want to do is fight gravity, and fight gravity in an effective manner. And so, on the positive, or going away from the earth or from gravity, you want to go faster. And then as you're letting the weight come back down to the earth, however that weight's set up, you want to take that slower. That's the negative. So as the weight's going towards the earth, you want that to be slower than the positive on the up. A lot of times you guys have this reversed. You're going fast on the negative and slower on the positive because it's harder for you to do the positive because you're selecting the wrong weight and your technique's wrong. So that's one way to look at tempo. Another way to look at tempo is to create steps within the lift. So let's say you're doing a lat pull down or some cable crossovers, and you want to test out to see if you have the right weight. Try some tempo, try some pauses in between. So instead of going all the way out or pulling all the way down, do it in steps both ways. So divide the movement up into maybe 5 steps. So you're not going all the way out and across. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And pinching the chest together, keeping the chest up. That's form. But just look at tempo, right? And then on the way back, in steps. Same with the lat pull down. Just try it to see if you've got the right weight. And it's a great way to actually work on the stabilization and work on the muscles in a different way. So go down and pull it down in steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another great way to use tempo in order to help you know if you're doing the right weight and to actually build muscle in a better, safer way. Because if you're doing it, if your form is in such a way that it's compromised, then doing it in steps is really going to point that out to you, because you're not going to be able to do it. If you're doing too heavy weight, where you're yanking it down and relying on momentum at that point, and you can pull all kinds of muscles, all kinds of bones out of place, and joints and tendons by yanking on it and letting gravity control you. And that's what's going on, is you're letting gravity control the weight, and you're just a piece of meat in between that's going to get smashed and demolished. So you need to stay in control. And being able to go at steps, right, that shows that you're really in control of the weight and you can handle that kind of weight. Now, sometimes I encourage people to look at this like Tiger Woods. When he was learning a new form, he had to kind of take a year or 2 off, and he learned a new grip. And everyone's like, "You're crazy, you're doing so well, why are you going to throw everything out the window?" But he learned a new grip and he got better. That's how you might have to take form. You might need to knock down the weight in order to work on good form, in order to get better, in order to lift safely and get the kind of results that the time you're putting into this deserves. So if you've been working out a long time, you're not getting the results you want, take a look at tempo. Take a look and see if by changing up this tempo, it's going to teach you a little bit that you need to maybe work on your form or lift the right weight for you. Now, yeah, maybe on the last couple sets your form and tempo sucks because you're pushing through, but that's usually when you know you're about done with that set. And you need to take a break and come back to it after your muscles are a little bit, have had a chance to run a few biological processes to get some more energy and some more water back into the muscle. Because, I mean, these are just little bags of water, right? Little bags of water, and they're shaped differently in different forms, but that osmosis of moving the water from one cell to another is really what's engorging it, right? Because blood is just a lot of water, right? So when that's pumping into the muscle, right, we're getting an expansion and a contraction as the water or muscle moves out. So water's important too. Anyways, I've probably babbled way too much for you guys on this supposed to be a short clip, but I want the best for you guys, and I love to see when you guys are doing it great in the gym, but it saddens me and worries me when you're not doing it right, because it can really destroy your whole fitness goals when you're lifting wrong. But you need to be lifting, and you need to be working hard and keeping up that intensity, because it'll carry over in the rest of your life. I'm proud of you guys, all you fitness freaks, geeks, and athletes out there. Remember to lift strong and prosper.